Hello and welcome to the stream. Today we're gonna judge some fan-made rolls on the stream. I have not that many submissions, so this might be a short stream, a very short stream. Let me actually close Discord, and also I will start some music because yeah, why not? Hopefully your weekend is going well. Let's do this one here and let's play it from the start. Okay, it's really loud for me. There you go. That's some music. Alright, time for my camera. There you go. It's still loud, the music. Alright. Oh hey, I forgot my cap. Where's my cap? There. Hello Arnold, welcome in. Today we're gonna do some fan-made roll judging. I have not gotten many responses, so I am genuinely... I think this is like a dying series, kinda, which is a surprise, but yeah, maybe I should be hosting this a bit less. Also, where the hell... I don't see the... browser anymore. Google Forms. What if I just do Google Forms? Then this, and then properties. Okay, this is weird because apparently it's displayed, but also it's not really displayed at the same time. I think I've give it some time. There's only 3 people on the stream right now. Yeah, that's true. There will be more people eventually for sure. Why is it like not showing? No, that's confusing to me. Oh, because I'm looking in the wrong... Okay, I'm looking at the wrong place. That's why it wasn't showing. I need to do it here. I was looking at my vertical sources instead of my horizontal ones, so I was messing with the wrong stuff. I can now remove it with my vertical sources as well, because I'm not using my vertical sources right now. Alright. So hopefully your weekend's going well. I have 2 submissions, but yeah, as long as if you want to submit something unknown, let me know. You know you can do it, so I will just go to yours right away. But otherwise, we'll just start from the beginning. This is why it's useful to have like like early submissions going on, because now I have something I can at least judge right now. Let's start with this one by Renny Siando, called the Mimic Wolf. So in case we have a question, we are not gonna be able to ask it to Renny Shando yet. But yeah, maybe it's pretty clear. Usually it's pretty clear. So this is an evil werewolf, advance of shaman. The name Mimic Werewolf is like Mimic Wolf is something I've seen before, like quite a lot of times, to be fair. Okay, after the first night, you can select a player for the night. Hello, NVM Kyle, welcome in on Twitch. Hopefully your Saturday is going well. After the first night, you can select player for the night. If that player dies that night, you will appear as dead for the same reason and same role as that player, but you will still be alive. That is a weird mechanic. I think if... Apparently, I don't know. Like, you can select a werewolf. If it dies, you will take its abilities instead of disguising. Okay. So, if you use it like that, you could like... You can like protect abilities basically by... If you know a solo killer is gonna kill a certain werewolf. But I think it's foremost for like... What if you as a werewolf kill a villager? You can just... You don't even have to predict. You kind of just... you select someone, you're gonna kill them, and then you will appear as dead instead. It's an interesting concept. I've not seen this before, I think. Well, I've seen like... Obviously, I've seen roles that like fake their death or fake someone else's death, but like... Not that you actually appear as that instead of someone. That's an interesting concept there. I might think that it's a bit confusing. This might be a little bit confusing for a lot of people though in games. Like, this is definitely more advanced for sure. When you are disguised, no one can interact with your body or the other player's body, only vote. Wait, how does voting work? Yeah, if that player is like... Well, they are dead, but they are not gonna be like showing a vote sign because they can't vote. But even though it appears like they're alive. So that's gonna be a bit weird. No one can interact with your body or the player's body, only vote. Solo killers may still try to attack you at night. Okay, so they can still... Solos still like see other people as... see the disguised people as possible target. So there might be some miskilling there, or like, yeah, missing out on killing. Only the other player will truly be dead and cannot be revived or speak to the dead. While you are in disguise, the ritualist may still be able to revive, but the player will remain as dead to non-werewolves. Wait. I don't get this section, I think. Only the other players will truly be dead. And cannot be... Do you know... Well, the first sentence makes sense. But what happens if the ritualist revives? The ritualist may still be able to revive, but the player will remain as dead to non-werewolves. But the ritualist is like... Oh, so basically like, wait. Someone is actually dead, a villager. The ritualist will revive it. But then it still appears as alive. Even though... That's really weird, actually, now I think of it. How does it work if a ritualist revives? Maybe it says it later, I don't know. If the village votes for the other player, this guy will be blown, but no one will be lynched. Voting for you will kill you directly. Okay, yeah. During the day you can also vote, but only the werewolves will see your vote. And you can't speak at day to maintain your disguise. This is a lot of complexity for sure. But I think it's a really unique... It would be a really unique advanced role for the shaman, so I think it's like a decent role. Maybe I'm not like someone who completely understands the implications of everything here. Like, I need a bit more time to analyze it for that, I think. During the day you can also vote, but only the werewolves will see... Yeah. If you select a werewolf and it dies, you will only inherit its abilities, like the grave... Yeah, that makes sense. Also, I assume like only the... abilities it still has, not like all the abilities it ever had. I apologize if I copied someone else's idea. I used the translator, so it might be confusing. It is a bit confusing, but I don't think it's because of the English. Right, let's go to the second role. This is by Chagon, or however you pronounce that name, Shagon. The Wise Ghost. This is a team change every game. I assume it's like just a team changer. An unknown aura. Cursed, yeah, that makes sense if it's team changer. Wait, what's the name again? The Wise Ghost. Okay, this is gonna be a ghost that changes teams. You are a ghost. You can't speak anymore. When you get attacked, you know everyone. You know their roles. Okay, that is like potential for teaming for sure. When you were attacked, you have a team now. You are a team with the player that attacked you, kind of like lurker. You will be able to have a special chat with your teammate. You can also send one message to all village. Your message is to be 9 words maximum, and you can tell players rules the village. If your team wins, you win. Okay, this is basically lurker, but then with like much more information and I guess less power. Other than that, but it's not very. It says like it's complicated. I don't think it's that complicated. I think this is just like this has a way too much potential to be broken. I think with 9 words you can make like infinitely long words. It had to be like 9 characters for sure. But even 9 characters, you can do so much. If you turn into a villager, that could be problematic for sure. Like, I would say, yeah, for a solo, maybe it makes sense that you know everyone. I think if you are a werewolf, you should just... You can also just like say, what? If you have like 9 characters, you can just say... You can basically say like, okay... You can give a couple numbers and then put V in as villager. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 V. Then that would just confirm 8 people in one shot. And then you're also village sided. So I don't think this is a really good role for that. Let alone if you have like 9 words even. This is a lot of teaming potential as well. Okay, last roll, or for now, unless someone wants to submit something. The third roll is the Party Animal by Reni Shando. This is a Flower Child advanced roll, which we don't have many of course, like only Pacifist really, and yeah, maybe Rainmaker if it ever comes to the game. Okay, once per game during the discussion phase, you can start a party. Instead of lynching a player, the vote will be to decide the life of the party. Wait, so the vote will be to decide the life of the party. Everyone will know who the life of the party is. What is the life of the party? Everyone who knows will know who the life of the party is. If there is one, and you will know who he interacts with tonight and who interacted with him. If you are the life of the party, you can chat with anyone at night. You know, that's an actually really interesting role, because funny that it's like always the same. Anything else to say? This is actually a really interesting role. I've not seen this before, I think. But instead of like voting for, this is a really new way to me to judge or to prevent a voting phase from happening, but actually instead of it hosts something else. And also like the thing you vote for is actually like gives you information and a bit of control as well, which is very useful. So I like this idea quite a lot. This could be yeah, I could see this become a thing in the game, actually. Okay, we have more. Hugo HK. I assume you are here, right? Yeah, otherwise you probably wouldn't have submitted something. We have a survivor. I think this is meant to say survivor. Cursed. Okay. It is solo unknown though, so that's interesting. The survivor wins if they survive to the end of the game, no matter what team wins. The survivor also can once per game activate an ability to protect themselves for 1 day. This protection is consumed even if the survivor... Isn't this literally from Town of Salem? This is literally from Town of Salem, I think. It's like, yeah. I think this is one of the most over-suggested role ideas in the whole history of Wolvesville, honestly. Yeah. I've seen this idea so often. I don't know. Would it be cool to have a survivor? This is way too easy role. It's a very easy role to win with, for sure. But also, would it fit Wolvesville? Just claim survivor. Yeah, but everyone will claim survivor. People will counter claim survivor when they as evil, because it's so innocent. So I guess it's not that easy as you frame it, unless you are playing in a game in which nobody claims. Then you can just claim survivor and nobody is gonna really ever bother with you. Although I guess there's like, I guess there could be moments where you can be deciding with a vote. For example, I assume there will be like those moments, like the evils say like, okay, well, if you don't vote with us, you are villagers, so we are gonna consider you as villager as well, and we might kill you, and vice versa. So if the survivor sides in the votes with the werewolves, the village might actually see them as a threat suddenly. So, and just like, I don't know, like not lynch them over werewolves, but they will maybe still, like, if they don't have anyone else to lynch, they will just go survivor, because yeah, they're gonna contribute to the votes of the werewolves. So I guess there's like a bit of depth there, but other than that, this is like a pretty straight role that we have seen like very often. And even Town also sometimes claims survivor. Yeah, well, people kill survivor claims because evils, okay, equivalent abuse this a lot. Yeah, this could be like the new Beast Hunter claim, basically. Well, Beast Hunter is like, it still happens, but it's kind of from the past already. Okay, and unknown, you have a role idea too. Conversion Seer. Okay, I have a suspicion what this role is gonna be. It's going to be like very niche, and it's gonna be able to get some sort of notification when a conversion happens. But that's kind of weird as well, because then it would only happen to find like converter solos that are like random, and it would like detect when the curse is turned, for example. But oh wait, this is solo unknown role. Wait, I think you made a mistake here, or is it actually intended that it is Aura Seer as base role, but it's also solo unknown? Okay. You cannot check night 1. Select a player to check if they were converted at any point of time. If they are, then you will know what is their original team and their new team. Okay. If they are not converted, then you will only know their team at the next night, which you cannot check. Okay, so basically it's like it's a bit of a slower gambler kinda, but then with conversion, that as a pro, seeing conversions. This can be affected by Shaman. If you see free who is Phil Shaman, then you see free as part of the werewolf team on the next night. Okay. Shaman illusion, the top wolf trickster tricking. Sorcerer will always show as not converted. Okay, yeah. Couple is seen as player X is converted from original to love couple. Same applies to Insti Lurker converted. Yeah, that makes... You missed it. It was Phil Unknown. Okay. I already... Phil Unknown is also interesting as an Aura Seer advanced role. Once per game, you can kill a player who saw who you saw as not as part of the village team on night 3. Oh, so you actually have a kill ability. I think that's why you made it an unknown aura. What about Werewolf Fan though? How would you treat Werewolf Fan? I assume Werewolf Fan would be like, would they be seen as Phil or a werewolf if unconverted? Werewolf Fan is Werewolf team, okay. Once per game you can kill a player who you saw as not part of the village team on night 3 onwards. So, yeah, I don't know man, the kill ability makes it... The kill ability kind of throws me off, I think, because that makes it like, it's logical that it becomes unknown aura at that point, but it makes it like really, I would say, stronger suddenly than the whole auras here, roll tree. Even though the info is not as consistent maybe, or not as quick as the other rolls, I think it's still... Like, yeah, the bullet is definitely a good payoff for something that's secondary informer usually. But yeah, I don't know. Would you need it to have a bullet? Do you think? Also, welcome in Wolvesville. Are we speaking about VO? No, this is about this fanmade role here, the conversion seer. Basically, this is an unknown villager with aura seer as base role, and it checks like teams of players every other night. Because yeah, night 2 you check someone, night 3 you know what team they belong to, and if they have been converted, you see it like right away. Select the player to check if they are converted at any point of time. If they are, then you will know what is their original team and their new team. If they are not converted, then you will only know their team at the next night. Wait, now I assume this is like, this is something that is like, this is information that's like every other day, right? Or is it a one-time use? Hello, Ari, welcome in. The check is not a one-time use and you check at night. Okay, yeah. Just add this ability to Gambler. What is crine? I don't know, I've seen this word a lot recently. What is crine? Do you mean to say cringe or crime? I don't know. Cringe, I guess. Yeah, maybe. But I don't know, I've seen like crying as a... Oh, crying. Okay. Like, is it... It's like one letter shorter. Why? Why? Okay, I think we have another role here. Euro, find scientist. Village unknown, witch. Each night you can find a player. When a vine is attacked, they are protected at the cost of not being able to vote during the day. Okay, so there will be an icon indicating it, similar to Deep Sea Terror icon. When a player is vined twice, they are immediately killed. There can be up to 3 vine players. When there are more than 3 vines, the earliest vine that was placed will disappear. Oh, so... Okay, hey, that's kind of cool. So basically, if you give one fine to someone, they are protected. But yeah, with the con of like being disabled from voting. But if you give a second fine to someone, then you kill them. So this is basically a slower... If you compare this to the witch, it is slower. But you can protect multiple people at the same time. This is a very creative role, I think. Yeah. Lurker description rework in Battle Pass 48. Is that a big deal? You know, since there are so little rules, I'm gonna go for fun and just ask GPT to make a Volso roll. You can do that, yeah. Can I ask Grok to make me a roll? What is Grok? Call it Tarzan. Yeah, but then, like, wouldn't that result to, I don't know, copyright stuff? But yeah, I think this is a really... I like this role. This is probably my favorite role today so far. Grok Twitter AI. Oh, okay. So Twitter on its own is already like, yeah, debatably very bad. And then it also has like AI. Wait, doesn't... I think I've heard something about that Twitter AI actually. Like it being able to create like, or actually it creating like really controversial stuff, and then you can just post it without really any moderation or so. I think I've heard something like that, but maybe that's like not true. I don't know. Isn't this bully but with protection? Yeah, it could. You could say it's a bit similar to bully, yeah. But I think this is like unique enough to be a fun role, especially since it's a widget funds role. I wonder what you guys are gonna come up with. When are we getting the new emojis? Oh yeah, so actually pretty damn soon, I think. I received a message from Oro. I still need to read it in its entirety about yeah, it's like almost done, I think. Like basically it comes down to the payment now. And then I think I have them. And I hope I've not seen them like fully colored in and whatnot, but then I will probably have them like next week. Can we know the kind of emoji? You will see. You know, let me quickly actually check my YouTube studio. I don't know if I can show this. I'm not gonna show it because it's kind of like maybe something private is there what I can't show, but I want to see real quick if how many emojis can I actually add. Badges and emoji. Okay, I can add 2 more emojis, apparently. It's also member related, by the way. So, the more members I have on YouTube, the more emojis I have. But, yeah, that's just besides the point. Okay, let me get back to this. There you go. Only 6 responses. Yeah, I'm when I didn't know they were like this little. When I came home, I saw like, oh, okay, we've only, at that point it was like only 3 submissions. So yeah, everyone who submitted, even if you weren't here, I did look at your role. And yeah, this is probably going to be a short stream because of it, but yeah. I'll probably, based on this, like, every time it's a bit less popular. So I'll probably like I'm gonna change this into a monthly stream instead of a bi-weekly stream, probably. The role review. Can't we do a new tier list? Yeah, once we finish that other tier list, we can actually we can move to the tier list if you want today. Maybe that's not even a bad idea. We could totally like finish like some sort of tier list today. Because when the role strength tier list is finished, I want to make new tier list, yeah. I will wait a bit for, I think Unknown and maybe Gaga was going to make like AI rules that I just quickly want to check. Oh, you're gonna give up making new rules from GPT. It's really trash, probably. Like, it really doesn't know anything about Wolvesville, when I at least tried it back in the day. But yeah, I can introduce 2 emojis. I'm gonna see which that is gonna be. But in Discord you will see all 4 of them for sure. And in the thumbnails as well. Gaga, let me know if you're gonna create something with Grok. I don't know if you're actually gonna do that or not. It was a joke. Okay, we'll just do some tier list then. Let's go to the tier list. We're not gonna have too much input on the tier list, but it doesn't matter. I think we can just do this quickly. Let's do this one. There you go. I will keep the form open actually, because if someone joins in and wants to submit a role, we can still do that, and we will still check them. We will just do a bit of back and forth. So when it comes to the werewolf tier list, we have the A and the S tier that we still need to rank. Wait, you got 4 new and 2 on YouTube. Yeah, I got 4. I'm getting 4 new emojis, but I can only introduce 2 to YouTube, because the amount of emojis that you have, you always start with 4, and the amount of emojis that you have depends on the amount of members that you have, because the emojis are related to members. So yeah, that's why I can't introduce all 4 of them. I will probably need like 3 more members for that, I think, but I'm not sure. I don't know exactly how many members per emoji. Like right now I have I think 6 or 5 members. No, I might have 7 actually. I might have 7. Can members vote for the 2? I could make that a thing. Yeah, I think I could make that a thing. I have to do it through YouTube then, but yeah, I can make a poll. I can make a poll on YouTube for the members only, and then the 2 most popular answers will be implemented as the 2 emojis. I hope there are gonna be 2 people at least voting though, because I don't know if people really vote. But I will also ping in the Discord server. And the other 2 that are not gonna be used as actual YouTube emojis will still be able to, yeah, they will still show up on my thumbnails and also in Discord. Okay, let's start with the A tier. What role on the A tier do you guys think is the weakest? I am like, what I'm leaning towards here is Ghost Wolf, Passy Wolf. They're actually pretty strong. Oh, Blind Werewolf might be there as well, yeah. I don't still know exactly how Snatcher works, but I will trust you guys on that. Hello, Dan Wayne. Welcome in. Welcome in. Vote for what? So yeah, YouTube members are gonna be able to vote for what emojis are gonna be usable in the chat. Also, Twitch, if you have any input on the where everything belongs, please let me know. Also, where is my Twitch chat box? There. This is a bit on the ugly side because of the corners, but yeah. Okay, it's temporary. You can't use them anyways, yeah. During the swamp, source can easily say all the rules they checked without using their review. Yeah, that's true. Wolf GPT. I don't know, that would be a really boring name. I'm thinking of like... Okay, well, I'm gonna make a poll for this real quick. We'll just do a poll. Or do we no... I can also just not do a poll. Like, if no one is gonna argue, we'll just put the blind werewolf last. Is there like, how many rolls do we need to fit in here? Yeah, this is the good amount. Is this the right spacing? Okay. What rolls next? In my I really don't know Snatcher. Like, what I think is... But it's, yeah, this is not based off my opinion, like, this tier list. But when it comes to strength, I think Stubborn should be on the higher end for sure, because it's so versatile. Oh. Voodoo as well, probably. Swamp can be very useful. Toxic is definitely on the high end. Maybe Scribe. If you're playing Snatcher, you're better off playing Toxic. Yeah, I think Toxic is just probably the best role in that role tree. Okay, let me make a poll for this one. Snatcher, Wolf, Passy. What else? Berserk. I will just include Berserk, and we can do Ghost as well. We don't need no Wolf GPT. No, we probably don't need GPT, an AI in Wolvesville. Although for some stuff it could be useful, but yeah. Hello, Randy Shando. At the early stage of the stream, I've actually reviewed your roles. You made some good roles there. Out of my head, you submitted role 1 and 3. I think the second submission you did. Hey, I got an alert here. Where is that alert? Oh my god, I heard the alert. Thanks for the follow or subscription, whoever that was. I'm really sorry, I just missed it, but I heard it. So, it was definitely... It did show up somewhere. Snatcher is strong, but it's very weird. Okay, we'll just... Well, this is a pretty easy answer, apparently. Yeah, so anyone who's just joined the stream, if you have fanmade roles, you can still absolutely submit them, and I will take a look at it. Yeah, But yeah, currently we're out of fanmade rolls, which is like really new to me. So that's why we're just doing this right now in the meantime. Wolf pacifists. Let me look this. Okay, here we go. Next roll. What I think is with the Ghost Wolf, it's a bit more like it is like quite situational. Like I've seen like 2 or 3 games in which the Ghost Wolf was really important. I've had one game in which I actually had an important role as Ghost Wolf, as a dead Ghost Wolf. But other than that, it's like in most games, the Wheels are chances or are like not, or the Ghost Wolf isn't gonna make the difference. You also need to happen to die like early enough. Sometimes if they keep you last, you're exactly like just a regular werewolf with an unknown aura. So I would say Ghost Wolf is probably the most situational, and hence it's like the weakest. But Snatcher, I don't know Snatcher well enough for it to judge. Who drew the glorious thumbnail? Actually, I think one icon, the middle icon, no, yeah, the middle icon was the, what's that name again? I think it was like the winner of last roll contest. That is something I drew, and the other 2 icons were actually drawn by Wolvesville. So, yeah. And then other than the icons, everything else is just like a Wolf's background, Wolf's official background with, like, yeah, I did like the framing and the blur and stuff. The downside to Ghost Wolf is that mechanic-wise they are too strong. Ghost Wolf is unlikely to die caught by the likes of TG. Yeah, that's true as well, because you're unknown aura, or because you're alpha related. So Beast Hunter Trap is not gonna really do anything for you. I'm gonna make a poll here. I'll also make a poll on Twitch. I don't know if there's anyone who is gonna vote on Twitch, because I don't know how many people are watching there, but we'll see what happens. Ghost Wolf is an option. Snatcher Wolf is an option. Ghost Wolf. Oh. Okay, poll's also up on Twitch. I wonder if we're gonna get responses there, but we'll see now. Okay, just stop. You guys should stop like Then Wayne, you're a little bit annoying to Wolvesville here. In the sense of like, you're trying to bait him. I see. So I don't accept that. Okay, I think Ghost Wolf is definitely clearly gonna win / lose. Yeah, and on Twitch we don't have votes, so I can just go off of YouTube votes for now. Okay, Ghost Wolf is gonna be in last place of these. Okay, there we go. Now what? Snatcher, Berserk. I think any role could be it. I don't know. Snatcher, Berserk, Scribe, Toxic, Swamp, Stubborn, and Voodoo. Like, personally, I'm not really big on Swamp still. Like, I've played a couple games with Swamp in the game recently, and it didn't do too much to me, but yeah. Yeah, Snatcher is Knowledge. Berserk is pure praying. Yeah, Berserk is also very dependent on... It is like Candy Wolf. It's like very dependent on how many protectors there are. But whereas Candy Wolf is like really strong if there is not many protectors, for Berserk it's the opposite. It's like very strong if there are many protectors and they don't coordinate. And player behavior. You need to read players quite well. And it might feel a bit random to some people. But yeah, it also just depends how early do you use it. Because if you use it early, you're gonna have like less... You're gonna probably have less of an idea what people are gonna do. Okay, so do you guys think Berserk should be... Yeah, it has an astronomer, but as like, if there's one rule that's like a counter and it's like as rare as astronomer, like it's not extremely rare, but it's like, well, it's not like your standard game has an astronomer. Then I don't really think we should take that in account, to be fair, but Berserk in the next spot, I think that is what you guys are coming up at here. Wait, I will actually for just to make sure, I will run a poll. Well, you say yes, I will run a poll, but these two are interesting because they are in the same role tree, so they're a bit more comparable. Okay, I'm gonna get a bit of water real quick. Yeah. It's only very strong if it's not known. That's true. I see a 7th rule submission, by the way, so that means we will come back to the rules at some point. I think we'll do that after this tier list. Oh, actually, it's not as I thought. It's a 50-50 now. We need one more vote. If I don't get any more votes, I will be the tiebreaker. May I mention that if we eliminate Snatcher next, we would have to eliminate Stubborn first. Well, that is an interesting take for sure. I would probably not agree with that, but yeah, I'm not like actually part of the tier list making. Like I'm not. The intention is that chat is the one in control of the tier list. So also I don't think we're gonna get another vote. So I'm gonna end the poll and I will say Berserk here and then Snatcher. We'll just put them right after each other because yeah, you guys are also quite unsure on where to put it, or yeah, as a collective then. Snatcher. There. Okay. Now what? Scribe, Toxic, Swamp, Stubborn or Voodoo? Like personally, I would probably go with Swamp. But Scribe is also very situational. I think like the thing with Stubborn is like it is, even though it's like it's never gonna really throw off people, like something like Scribe could do or Toxic could do, or yeah, it's always like it always has a second life. It's always useful. You're gonna go, Len Wayne. Welcome. See you later then. Two protections just make Snatcher a weaker Stubborn. Yeah, well. Like, what is... We can also say, like, what is the strongest role here? If you guys are, like, quite unanimous on what is the strongest role in the A tier, then we can just start a poll for the weakest along with the other four. Like, what is like, I would probably, for me, I think the strongest role on the A tier would be like Toxic. And maybe Stubborn for me. But yeah, I know that's gonna sound crazy to you, but Voodoo or Toxic, okay. Okay, I will make a poll, we'll we'll do a bit of variety. We'll ask for the strongest werewolf in A tier. And then the options are Toxic, Wolf, and I think it was Wolfscribe. Oh no, Voodoo. You said Voodoo. Both of you. Okay, we have a couple votes in. I'm gonna put Toxic Wolf in first now. And then we'll do Voodoo in second. Because you seem to be like agreeing here that these two are like definitely the strongest two. Okay, Voodoo. And Toxic. Where's Toxic? Here. Okay. Now what about these three? So, we've described. I think you guys want to put the Scribe in third, right? Or am I crazy? Or are you guys more like leaning towards Swamp or Stubborn in third? Swamp should be kicked off the weaker one now. To the weaker one. Scribing GR is full. That is scary. Swamp can get eliminated. Okay, you guys think you both agree with Swamp getting eliminated. Honestly, Scribe can prevent revives, but that is pretty obvious if you do that. Yeah. Okay. Now we have the final debate of the A tier. Stubborn versus... the... Scribe. Oh. Stubborn third, okay. We're going pretty quickly now through this because yeah, we can just do this in chat if there's only 2 people. Well, we had a third and fourth vote sometimes, so yeah, I think we can move through this a bit quicker. We'll scribe, okay. Now we've done the A tier, which is nice. We can do the S tier now. Okay, what do you guys want? From strong to weak or weak to strong? Confusion Wolf and Yule and Wolfenser and Wolfseer. So I think I'm gonna predict that you guys are gonna put Wolfseer in last here. I'm not sure. I'm also not sure what I would think now because like I said it in my top 10 video as well. Like I can swap them like pretty much any day. Back then I didn't really include Yule Wolf because it was too new at that time. But yeah. Weak to strong, okay. Well, I will just make a poll here because we can include them all 4. Wolfluencer. Very weak and werewolf mechanics, meaning it can die. Which one? Oh yeah, that's for the Wolfluencer, yeah. And that's also for Yule, yeah. And Wolfseer is like the total opposite. Wolfseer is very late in that order, and Confusion Wolf is like, yeah, somewhere in the middle. Okay. Well, poll is pretty clear. It actually agrees with what the chat just said, what you guys said. We're gonna put it in the bottom, the Wolfseer. Okay, let me then log Wolfseer. Then next, I think this is more, I think this is really hard, because Yule Wolf has like a very strong, like someone has to die ability. A Confusion Wolf is like, well, you know, like unrevivable people, and yeah, the Confusion usually doesn't do too much, but it's actually quite strong that you know who died, and as the werewolf, and not that can't be said for like Corruptor, for example. And then with Wolfluencer, which yeah, like very strong when you try to get like majority. Yule is just bedroll if sheriff game. How does Yule get? Yule doesn't get called by sheriff, right? Or do you mean because weakest werewolf mechanic? Welcome back, Ari. And if one of the 3 Yule dies by not Yule, the rest are still Yule. Yeah. Yeah, weakest werewolf. So yeah, you mean like the exact same thing for Wolfluencer. I will make a poll right now. we're almost there. We almost finished this tier list. Which is nice, because I know like these tier lists... Well, tier lists in general can actually attract people to watch the stream, but this one, I think it's taking so long that people are kind of bored of it. So it's nice that we can finish this finally. Okay, we're not gonna make more than 4 votes probably. So Confusion Wolf is gonna be in 3rd. Okay. Now I want to see a debate. Or I'm gonna check if you guys say something about why you think Yule or Wolfluencer is the strongest werewolf in the game. Yule is kind of useless in a ritual game, that's true, because someone will just say like, okay, cost me, I'm gonna sacrifice, and yeah. I mean, you still have to consume the revival for it, but at the same time, like, yeah, you're gonna waste the revival of the ritualist. But yeah, in other words, you could also have like picked Junior Werewolf and like tag someone. So if you get what I mean. If I kill the Wolfluencer gets outed. Yeah, that's true, because because they can't manipulate someone and then the message won't show up. Okay, we do the poll. What is the strongest werewolf in the game? That's like how we can call this then. The Wolfluencer or the Yule Wolf? And people that are Yule always throw because always RK kills. Yeah, that's all. That is if Wolfluencer can survive till late game. Usually it doesn't take too... Well, it kind of depends on game mode, I guess, but usually it doesn't take too much to survive till the end game. You should just not get out at day 1. Usually what I think is like... What I see is like, by day 3 you can usually already form majorities somewhat. If the solos are willing to collaborate and the third party stuff. Pick a color, a purple. Okay, we have a slight majority for Wolfluencer. Okay, Wolfluencer is in 1st then. It's pretty close though. And I could still argue Wolfseer should be number 1, but I think this is gonna be it for this tier list then. We finally finished this tier list. This took quite a lot of time. Like, how many streams have we spent on this? I think 4. Because we have done like... First 2 streams we've just debated and put things in the right tier. This one is not locked, apparently, the Confusion Wolf. And then the second stream, we did the other half. And then the third stream, we were ordering the BC and the bottom tier. And now we've done the A and the S tier. In late game, if I Yule 3 people, then only Yule can vote. It's situational, but at the same time, it's like... For late game... If you save up as Yule, Wolfluencer and Yule can have like same power then. Or similar. Well, I guess if you're Yule, you're stronger there because you can like just vote. And although I don't know if you're gonna be able to meet the threshold. If there's like 4 people and you are the only vote, I don't know if you... there's probably a threshold of 2 votes with 4 people, so you're not going to be able to actually lynch someone, but at least you can tie the vote or like makes nobody get lynched. And that's also going for Wolfluencer, of course, in a 1 versus 3 situation. Also counter Mayor's not always there. In fact, I think it's like usually not there. Like Mayor is with Loudmouth, Flower Child, pretty much the rarest roll tree in from the village, I think. Those 3. Mayor, Loudmouth, Flower Child. Maybe I'm forgetting something, but from the village then, because yeah, we're gonna look at Werewolf solo. Shadow has been pretty rare recently, and also Bandit is also not very used that often. Double Met most rare, but yeah, double Met is like, that's not like very common. Like medium on its own is really common. I actually had a double medium set up yesterday on stream. We had a double medium game, and actually we got away with that as Werewolf. Like, how did we do that? One of the mediums fled and the other one was like killed very early. Pick a color for my hair. I said purple. And I think, yeah, for your hair that might be cool too, purple. Alright, let's take a look at the 7th roll. I got a 7th roll in. Who submitted? Rani Shondo, are you here? Well, even if not, we'll just take a look at it. Okay, the Doppelganger. Okay, this is another name I've heard from other games. Like multiple. Even Wolvesville Classic has this, I think. Solo unknown. Base will corrupt a shapeshifter. Okay. During the night you can mark a player and they will be warned that they will die at the end of the discussion. During the phone phase, you can choose to transform into the player's role and use their abilities. While transformed werewolves can kill you. Okay. But will they know you're transformed? Well, they can always guess, I suppose. With rules that don't kill you, you can attack a person at night. Okay, like the SK. With rules that kill, you will use their kill ability instead of your own, okay? If it's a protection rule, you can use the protection to bypass protection on another player. Hey, that's cool. If it's a werewolf, you will kill like a werewolf. Transforming into another role will not change your team or aura, only your role when verified. I think this is a cool execution of a doppelganger idea. That actually the way that you kill actually changes. I'm only thinking like, what are the... I assume you can transform every time. If I'm correct, you can like, every night you kill someone, but the way you kill can be different if you choose so. And the kill actually happens. Well, now that I think of it, if you kill like SK, what it says here, with rules that don't kill you. But what do you mean that don't kill you? Like Seer? With rules that kill, you will use their kill ability instead of your own. But if you transform into a gunner, then you can only kill up twice per game. You can transform if you kill the other player with the mark. But if you transform, will you transform back after that? Like, it's a bit confusing, I think. I thought I understood it, but now that Unknown puts these questions there, I'm also starting to doubt. If you kill while transformed, you will not be able to mark, I assume. Okay. So, But then your transformer has to wear off, otherwise you will be stuck with the transformation and you cannot like mark anymore, and thus you cannot transform into someone else anymore. Okay, he will revert back to normal. So let's say you mark the night one, you mark a werewolf, then that werewolf dies at the end of the discussion, and then you can choose if you're gonna become, then let's say you become a werewolf. That 2, you basically kill like a werewolf. So that what does it mean? Like, that would be... If you attack a beast hunter trap then, for example, would you then also die? Because you attack like a werewolf? If you mark marksman, you basically die if you shoot a village. Well, I guess if you don't want to become a marksman, but you mark them, you can still like... It says you can still like choose to not transform. But yeah, if you like werewolf night 2, then voting phase day 2 you actually revert back, and then night 3 you can mark again. So I think it still holds that 1 kill per night/day cycle ratio, but it's just like the way you kill can differ, and also the moment differs a lot. It's arcade conjure. Actually, yeah, kinda. If you attack a werewolf, you won't die. It would be like a lone werewolf. Yeah, I assume that if you are turning into a werewolf and you attack a werewolf, then they can't die, because yeah, werewolves can't kill werewolves except for row wars and grid wars. But yeah, that's the exception to the rule, of course. So usually that would be a bad idea, probably. If you attack Beast Hunter like a werewolf, what then? Oh, you won't die, it would be like a lone werewolf. Aha. But if the Beast Hunter... If you attack like the Beast Hunter trap, would then the weakest werewolf on the werewolf's team die in that case? Because that would be like... That could be like some niche usage there. What if you attacked Alchemist? Alchemist falls under... With rolls that kill, you will use their kill ability instead of your own. Which, yeah, could be confusing a bit with some rules that like need to set up. Ideally, like most cases, you won't really find this interaction because it requires like literally 2 random killers. But I wonder what that first thing does though. With rolls that don't kill you, like, is that just anything else, like voting rules, like seers, mayors, and where the gunners, for example, fall under? How would Insti work then? Then what if you became Bandit Roll 3? Yeah. Okay, I think there's a lot of questions that Renny Shano can answer there. Like, it's pretty difficult, all these questions, to find a good way to write it down in a compact manner as well. I would assume you just use insti-kill ability. Yeah, if you transform into a lone instigator, but if they have recruits, what then? I think in the case of these specific goals, you stick with what you have done. You know what would be interesting if you had like an arsonist, you kill the arsonist as this role, then you transform into the arsonist, and then all the doused players would still be doused, and then you could like ignite a lot of players that the arsonist couldn't manage to get to. Like, of course, that interaction is rarely ever gonna happen. Like, it's gonna be crazy and custom exclusive, but that would be definitely make for an interesting like transformation there. It would just make you never, well, you have to transform right away, so it's not like you can keep, you cannot kill the arsonist like early on and then very late in the game turn into the arsonist. That's not a possibility, of course, but yeah. Oh yeah, do just steal their charges, that's a good idea. You can use her potions, okay. So there you can actually literally just... Well, throw not the case, because the witch is dead, so people know who the witch is anyways, and they know that it's like a fake witch. That could be quite strong. Yeah, if the witch, if someone has a used ability, can you reuse it? I hope, I assume no. I also kind of hope no, but yeah. Otherwise it can just become like a very strong role that can do anything. Pumpkin dealer. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit confusing overall because of how much... Because it's really role related. Yeah, Forger is way too slow for the doppelganger. But then you choose to just not turn, I suppose. That would make like most sense there. I think you need to think more about this role too, yeah. Like, I would say simplify it a bit. Forge a gift ability, which is not what you want as an RK, yeah. Unless you can give it to yourself, but I don't know if that works like that. Well, a Forger doesn't, but... The best thing you can probably do then is give it to the voting role. Or if you have a lurker, if you happen to have a lurker, you can just give them the ability. Yeah, you're never obligated, so that already helps a lot with... Yeah, like if something is really just not worth it, then you can just not transform. Okay, let's go to... We'll do one more tier list, I think, and if we get another roll, then I will check that one at the end of the stream. Let's plan the next tier list. Well, I don't know if we're gonna plan it, but we can definitely do one more. I have a lot of ideas already for tier list, to be fair. Which one are we gonna do? Okay, you guys call. What do you want? We have the shooters, where we can add prayer and pumpkin dealer. We have the other village where we have Nutcracker, Reso, and prayer. We have the third party roles with admirer. We can do that one quickly. We have pumpkin oracle for the informers, and for the protectors we have these four. If you guys have a preference, we can also just... Like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do, like, all of them. Like, definitely not. it's like, it would take like an hour and I don't have an hour. I actually need to, now to think of it, I probably need to have my phone, like, yeah, I have my notifications on in case I get like called for dinner. I would suggest like, let's just do some ones that have like only a very little amount of rolls. And then we can just cross off a lot of tier lists, and there will be one stream at some point, maybe next week's sandbox stream, for example, where we just do like a tier list and then it's over. Like, we can like try to do the protectors like next week on Friday, and then we do Pumpkin Oracle, Admirer. Well, we do the third party, Informers, and Shooters, for example, today. What tier list? Informer is just PO out there. It's just, yeah. Okay. Pumpkin, we're gonna start here. I think you mean the other villagers one. This one probably, or not. Because this is... No, it's the port protector one. No, the informer one is it. Yeah. This one. The one we were going to talk about. Well, apparently you were not there then to defend the Red Lady, Wolvesville. But yeah, we ranked the Red Lady as being an informer. And yeah. The fact that something... Well, Sheriff and Sea Prince are not that strong. But I would say Vio and Aura are pretty good roles. And they even are like barely C tier. Yeah, we can, but we can still do it, because I know, like, if I'm gonna advertise this as a stream, people are not gonna watch. Like, now at least have you to. I think this is like a fine moment to do it. People just want this to be over. That's the impression I get, because every time that we do this, like the last time we did this, not many people were watching. I don't know if it's like because they couldn't or because they didn't want to, but I always assume like if people don't show up that it's on me. So where's Easter Bunny? Easter Bunny, is that an informer? I guess, but wait, let me check real quick. I didn't really consider Easter Bunny as an informer, to be fair. I think I only put it in third party. No, not the third party. No, oh yeah. For the other villages, we kind of need to re-rank the Easter Bunny, now that I think of it. So I'll put it there. Wait, let me check the abilities again. Oh my god, okay. Based on this, yeah, Easter Bunny would need to be here, I think, yeah. Okay, let me grab Easter Bunny. I'm gonna add it to the protectors as well, I think, then. If it wasn't there already. Okay, the size is 150 pixels. There you go. Okay, let's do these two rolls real quick. Okay, so we will have these 2 roles. I would say we'll keep the not top 10 tag here. So if you guys want to move these roles higher than not top 10, we'll put the aura down, because we did order these roles already. I will put the aura down in that case. I'm not going to change the order of the current roles we are. Like, we're only going to adjust like where the PO and the EB should be. We're not going to move we're not going to do the aura lower than the red lady. That's something you should have that's something we did in that stream. And we're gonna respect that stream as well. Like, how do people dare? I think we even had more people who... Well, we definitely had more people who judged in that stream than here, so... I think both in not top 10, but PO better than EB. Okay. Okay, I would say, let's start with this. Should the Easter Bunny and the Pumpkin Oracle both be under the VO? Because then we can just already exclude a lot of things, a lot of possibilities. Should they both be under the VO? PO and Aura both have RV problems, but PO has endless treatment. Under VO, okay, both under VO. Actually, I need to be able to rearrange these roles a bit, because I'm pretty confident that you guys want to move these a bit there. These 2 at least. Okay. Aura, Red Lady, Seer App, EB. Okay. Yeah, okay, maybe if unknown, if you also put it like that, what are we gonna do? We're gonna have 2 rows in the C tier, I think, and then we'll have 5 in the bottom. PO can be used as analyst, by the way. Wait, let me think about that. How would you do that? If you're gonna you mean if you're gonna include a certain player that you already know, right? Yeah, PO is at some point it's just too inconsistent. And early on it can be really good to bait some reactions, which I would agree with. Okay. I think we can start with the EB, because you guys are more agreeing on where the Easter Bunny should be. Easter Bunny goes... Okay. Below Seer App. Between Sheriff and Seer App. Between Red Lady and Sheriff. Okay, and in the poll it says for the bottom option it says for now, and that means it could still be overtaken by the Pumpkin Oracle. Okay, you guys are... Oh no, there's like 2 votes now. 3 votes? Oh, we got a couple more votes than I think. Okay, I'm gonna close the poll here. So we have a majority for between sheriff and sea apprentice. Okay, I didn't see that coming, but interesting. But yeah, actually, it does probably make sense. Sea apprentice is like, yeah, very dependent on what you become. And thus, it doesn't even start as an informer. Although, yeah, the information that EB is ever gonna get is also gonna be very minimalistic, so... Hello, cool Lego guy, welcome in. What is the ginger-haired lady called? This one? Or you mean the one in the B tier, because that's a journalist. Oh yeah, she... Wait, for some reason I ginger-haired lady, but that's like... Pumpkin Oracle doesn't have ginger hair. It has like white hair, but it has orange. It also has orange because of the hat. My bad. PO leads to more missed inches. Okay, you guys are very unsure about, or not agreeing where we are gonna put the PO. I'm gonna make a poll for that now. Pumpkin Oracle. Between VO, Aura. Okay, there you go. Pulse up. Warden and PO combination is very good as well. Yeah, that's true. Because if you find... Well, it depends kind of on the info that the PO gets. But if you find like, well, there is at least one evil in them, then you can just chill. Like, usually when you get like 3... When you check 3 people, one is gonna be like known. Oh, now that's probably why you mean like you can use this analyst, because you can just use like, well, I see why you would say like it can be used as analyst, because you just check someone you already know and then you hope that you get some info based on the other 2 players. But yeah, that's not going to it's not always going to be very consistent with that. Okay, we have the votes in. We're gonna put it between the VO and the Aura. Which does mean that the... Wait, where's the Pumpkin Oracle? There. Easter Bunny can be stuck there. That means that Red Lady is gonna go here. And Aura Seer can be going here. Hyper, may I talk to you about something after the stream? Yeah, sure, but I will have dinner like after the stream, so I don't know how quick I will be with responding. Okay. I know that Unknown is going to disagree with this placement here. But yeah, sometimes you have to take the W's and sometimes you have to take the L's. Wait, for what? Can I say... Yeah, so we have discussed whether these should count as... I actually proposed that in that stream, that what we should like consider reveal roles and stuff as info roles or not. Like Night Watchman, Passy, Loudmouth, Bellringer, Fiji, but the chat chose not to, so that's why it's not here. Okay, let's go to... Now let's do this one at a later stage. I think we'll have time for... This one is too big as well for now. I think we can do the shooters and the third party role here. Let's pick this tier list here. I'm really confused why we use this template actually, now that I think of it. Well, anyways, doesn't matter. We're gonna place this somewhere. Admirer. So, I think Unknown knows this. You might have been there or you might have seen this tier list initially. But this tier list is a bit strange because these roles are so different. Here, we are ranking roles based on the odds of winning. So, you don't have to look at like your win rate or anything, but like say, how good is your chance of winning with this role? And I think interestingly, but I'm not sure, the Headhunter might be pretty high because it was like village sided still at that time, but maybe I'm wrong. But Admirer might be very high, yeah, because yeah, it's like really easy to win Admirer. As Admirer, you only just need someone to stay alive, and other than that, it doesn't really matter what you do. People are not gonna come after you. Hello Joshua, welcome in. Above Instigator. Okay, I'll make a poll, but I think this one is quite clear then. I'm actually in Heinz. If I look at this, I'm also not sure why is the Insti above Cupid. But I think I discussed it back then as well. Wait. Lowest S tier and the other option is... There you go, these are the options. Either that or your target is RK. I want to request you have to swap GR and Headhunter. Nowadays, I would say so, but back then, or the people wanted it like this, I guess. Like, I don't know why, but this is probably one of the more disagreeable tier lists right now. Maybe, wait, maybe it's also like, maybe it wasn't purely based on win rate. I can say like, I can remember we said something along the lines of like, your chance of winning, because otherwise it's impossible to compare these roles. But also like the influence that you have on it. And that's why I think these are the choices that were made. That's I think why we have this going on, like this. But it's still strange to me why Headhunter is in A tier. But yeah, I guess we'll respect the previous tier list there. Okay, we have 100% unanimity on this one here being in the absolute S tier. I have no clue why this is actually here, but let's get rid of that. Okay, Admirer is in its position. Insti can move to here, and Cupid is gonna go here. And I guess this is like pretty bad, yeah. I also happen, did you know that if your target dies but is revived later, you can win if they survive? I actually didn't know about that, but I've never really thought about it either. Can we put energy? Yeah, I read that, I think. Do you think if your target dies is ever, it's very over because you have no win con? But yeah, it's good that they brought it back, I guess then. At the same time though, maybe it would have been more interesting if they didn't do it like that, because then you had more incentive to just make them like also not able to take a hit. Like sometimes people just say like, okay, you can lynch me, whatever, and I will be revived or something, or I'm not that important. And then you can actually like try to interfere there, but yeah. Okay, we had the other tier list still. The shooters. Okay, so these roles have ammo. To some degree. Okay, I'm really curious. This is the first one with the pumpkin dealer and the prayer. Now I think of it. Well, the protectors. Yeah, we have the pumpkin dealer there as well. Yeah, okay, the pumpkin dealer and the prayer. Oh man. Okay, the pumpkin dealer is so strange because you have like, it's all with odds. You don't know if you're gonna kill someone, so it's very, very inconsistent. And it has like two ways of killing technically, because you have like you can give a bullet, which is one way, and you can also just directly kill, which is the second way. So pumpkin dealer already has like two ways, but it's very unpredictable, which makes me think it should be quite weak for a shooter. It's definitely above Avenger, but yeah, like I don't know if it escapes the top 10 tier. And then prayer. Prayer is based on you guessing an evil to die. So this is also quite niche, because that means a werewolf needs to die. Either it's, your best bet is of course if it's announced by something like a witch or marksman or jailer. Then you have a good bet that you can get a bullet actually as a prayer. Otherwise you need to gamble on a solo killing a werewolf. But yeah, this is a hard way. It takes a bit to actually get the bullet, but the bullet itself is actually quite, it's just a bullet, so it's quite strong. Pumpkin dealer should be B tier. Oh, I really disagree with that. Because, yeah, we're foremost looking at the bullet side of things, and no way that you could put this in S tier. Like, it's also like, it is RNG, yeah. So you kind of have to take an average of say like, okay, it can be very strong and it can be very weak and detrimental to the village. You have to take an average. So it's like, okay, the average is like, okay, it has probably the same type of output as the witch and the forger. That's like the average that you have to keep in mind there. But then the con is still there, namely being RNG. So yeah, you might kill someone. You might give someone a bullet, but you might also kill someone. So like the fact that it's unpredictable makes it like hard to play with this, because you, yeah, yeah, it probably makes sense what I want to say. So it's really just, it is like take the average of a very strong pumpkin dealer game versus a very weak one, and then also add that to the RNG factor, which makes it so that you can't really plan how to play with this role. So that makes me think it should automatically be lower than Witch and Astro. Definitely then Astro. Also then Witch. But then where next? The PC or not top 10? That could be like really anything, really. Also, welcome in I Want Games. I feel like bullies shouldn't be able to concuss after you made 2 kills. That's how it used to be, but yeah, that would be like, it used to be like 4 rocks. So if you didn't like concuss 2 players twice, then you would only have 1 kill. And now it's like, well, technically infinite concussing, just 2 kills. I would say PD highest top 10, not top 10. And prayer after. Yeah, I'm thinking like prayer, if the prayer is like, is it really stronger than the priest? Because how often are you gonna get a bullet? I mean, you also get like, you can also get a reveal or a protection, because that's the option, the other options with the prayer. But so that boosts it a little bit, I suppose. Same with the PD can just roll block. That's also why the Jailer and the Warden are like up, because they nightmare, or they have like roll blocking and a lot of functions there. But PD just, the RNG factor, man, that really destroys it for me. In all aspects, like both on this tier list, but also like as being a good roll, like design wise. Between Forger and Judge. So mid C, I assume. Then you're talking about the PD then, right? PD can roll block as well. Yeah, that makes it a bit stronger, but again, RNG. Usually, like, am I wrong? Or pumpkin dealers usually give deals to villagers, right? To confirmed villagers, because the chance of a good output is better than, is like higher than the chance of a bad output, aka a roll block or even a kill. So most of the time you just give it to a villager, and in that case you should see a nightmare as something negative, I think. Like, you're not going to, yeah, like only if you're very desperate. If you've like, okay, there's 1 werewolf, 2 villagers, and you're a pumpkin dealer, then yeah, but then even you're not, I would say like, then you give a deal to the werewolf, but in that case they're not gonna accept it. If you know someone is evil, you don't give, yeah, so we can assume here, unlike the Warden and the Jailer and the Astro and the Bully, which have like all are like solid roll blocked, very targeted. Pumpkin Dealer is like, for Pumpkin Dealer, the roll block is actually negative. Same with the kill ability. The only positive is like giving protection and giving bullet. Alright, let's make a poll now, because yeah, I also have to go at some point for dinner. So okay, let's start with the Pumpkin Dealer, because this is what we've been talking about the most. Also, before I forget, I'm checking if we don't have any more rule submissions. So yeah, Pumpkin Dealer. Where does the Pumpkin Dealer go? I would say, what do we? I think nobody really, yeah, B tier or higher. Wait, we also have to keep in mind, there have to be like now 4 rolls in the bottom tier. So we're gonna move Judge probably down if something is gonna end up higher than it. And maybe we're gonna move Forger down as well. We'll have to do this twice for the Pumpkin Dealer. But actually also for the prayer. We're gonna make 2 polls for both these roles, because yeah, it's a bit more divided still. Let's get some votes in for the pumpkin dealer. Oh boy, I see a B tier there. I think that's Wolvesville. Oh, we have like... It's very divided right now. This is entirely useless. Like, honestly, if I'm gonna be the tiebreaker, I can be the tiebreaker, but I know where it's going then. Oh, you voted not top 10. Oh, you did actually vote at the bottom. Okay, so... I don't know, someone else voted B tier or higher. Well, I think we're not gonna get more votes, so I'm gonna end the poll and it's a tie, and I will be the tiebreaker here. And I'm gonna put it in the not top 10 tier, because the RNG aspect is just like a total killer for like how well it goes. Like how much control you have, and I think especially with something that has like as much influence on the game as bullets, you really need control. I don't think it should be like... It's probably not... it's definitely not weaker than Avenger in my opinion. I might say it could be weaker than Priest, but we can do a second poll for that. Where in the bottom tier? Above Priest. I think it's definitely like the Avenger has a bit more control over the kill, but the chance of Avenger killing and killing usefully, that's like already questionable. And Avenger is like a really Avenger is like very has a condition to get the kill. Well, that goes for the pumpkin dealer as well, I guess, but prayer skill ability is teamwork. Yeah, it depends how you get it. If you get it through like, okay, which marksman jailer announcing a kill on a werewolf, then it's teamwork, yeah. But otherwise, oh my god, we're gonna get another tie with the votes. Okay, if it comes down to me, I'm probably gonna put it, oh, that's a really, I'm really torn between, like, putting it above Priest or between Priest and Avenger, because I think the pumpkin dealer has a bit more to it, but the RNG, man, that's really just so bad. When it comes to power, especially. Okay, now we've an extra vote. Okay, I'm gonna end the poll before people are gonna tie it. We're gonna do it above the Priest. That's cool. And then the Avenger. So something else is gonna move down here. Whether that's the Prayer or the Judge, I don't know. Okay. Now what about the Prayer? You've already like discussed a lot about the Prayer, so I'm just going to make the poll right away. I see another roll has come in, so we'll end this stream with that last roll. I'm gonna close the roll. Yeah, I'm gonna close the form now, but Prayer, you would say C tier, not top 10. Okay. Okay, nobody's gonna argue that it's gonna be that it needs to be B tier or higher, right? So let's start with the tier. Wait, we can actually differentiate. Well, no, let's just do this. Okay, C tier, which means Judge moves to bottom. not top 10, then the judge stays. Okay, these are the two options. Prayer is communication, but if you're gonna say prayer is communication, then prayer is also dependence. Let's be honest there. Okay, we have 5 votes in. I can already close it. Like, we don't have many people here, so 5 is probably all we get. And it's gonna be in the bottom tier. Okay. Now, what though? Where in the bottom tier? Where in the bottom tier? What do you guys think of where this is gonna go in the bottom tier? Between PD and priest. That will be an option. Actually, we have enough options for this to cover this entirely. That's nice. There's exactly 4 options in the bottom, so... You have to put a mark on a known evil to get a bullet. Yeah, pretty much. Because... like, how often are you gonna pray that some random guy who is, like, suspicious is gonna get killed by a solo killer, right? The stream bugged? Is it bugged? I don't know. Maybe you have to refresh in that case. Okay, we have a tie here. Let's see if the 5th vote's coming. Otherwise, I will do tie breaking. Okay, it's... oh, that's difficult already. I literally explained Jada Marksman. Anyways, when are you posting emoji poll? I don't know when. When I paid the thing and I got the emojis. So that I can actually use them. Okay, 5th vote's in. I'm gonna close the poll right away. Okay, now we got it done. 60% for the bottom tier, on the top of the bottom tier, I should say. So we're gonna put it here. Poker dealer can go to the right a little bit. A Vanguard. Okay, that's the tier list. Let's go. Thank you guys for doing this. Hello. Where is the bottom tier? What? Wait, you see the bottom tier, right? It's not top 10. I'm going to... yeah, I've not been called yet, but I will be called anytime. I'm going to end this stream by doing the last roll that was submitted. So let's do... bottom tier, yeah, the bottom tier is not top 10 tier. Because when I made these templates initially, it was like supposed to be for video in the future. And you know, that video came with the werewolves. I did a top 10 strongest werewolves at some point. So that is a thing that I did. But I don't know with the other rules. Like, I've done solo killers, but that could be totally updated because, yeah, I'm not gonna do that like anytime soon because if I'm gonna make a top 10 again, which, well, likely will happen at some point this year, I'm gonna probably focus on the villagers, but when the solos can get updated, well, you know, when I'm thinking, when did the solos drop? Like, I think that's like 1 year ago now, exactly. Wait, let me check that. That's actually fun to see. What was the date when I dropped top 10 strongest solos? Top 10 strongest solos. 11 months ago, so it's really not that long ago. Yeah, April. Wait, I'm gonna drop it in the chat. April 21st of 2025. That's in 3 days. This video is 1 year old. In the time, it got 6.5k views, which is decent. Yeah, that's pretty okay for a tier list in 1 year time. Can we do that solo killers tier list? It's so bad. Let me see, actually. I want to see how... Okay. I'm gonna just see if it's like how much I agree and disagree with it. Okay, first of all... Yeah, if you want to see it, then open the link real quick. Well, actually, that's not really useful because then you can't see my stream. Maybe I should, like... Can I do a full screen here real quick? And then... Wait, let me replay the music. So you heard that. Where is... Okay, that's... No, that's not a good... Okay, you know, this is my tier list. This was my tier list when I made this in 2025. So obviously there are a couple of rules missing. Evil Cupid is not there. Evil... Santa isn't there. Deep Sea Terror isn't there. Is there anything else that is missing? Headless Horseman isn't there, which would be like obviously the very bottom here. These 4 roles are missing. What I see here, if I'm gonna make like not top 10, I might move down Blight and move up the Evil Detective, but not sure. One thing I definitely noticed, like right off the... Yeah, this is also based off strength, by the way. That's why I put Zombie in the S tier, because it's... Converters are like... strong. Anything killable by werewolves, but yeah, anything that can expand itself so quickly as the zombie should be like S tier. But if there's one thing I would totally change right now is the Siren. The Siren, I would definitely move that up to the A tier. Probably, maybe even S tier, because Siren is... I think it wasn't that much time between this tier list and the Siren buff. But since that buff, this is such a more... It's such a strong role now. It's definitely not C tier anymore. It's definitely stronger than Corruptor, Alchemist. Or Alchemist, I don't know. But definitely stronger than Corruptor, Ilu, Blight, Cannibal, Arso probably as well. But yeah, that was this tier list. Let me go back to this scene here. And we'll check the roll real quick. But yeah, if I'm going to do a tier list again, which, yeah, or tier list slash top 10, I will do that. But it will probably be the villagers then. Shapeshifter night music, don't ask me. But it was actually, wasn't it like technically an option in the poll recently? Like add night themes and stuff and like sound effects. Hello Hershey, welcome in. Okay. I will do the last roll here. I want games 32. Your roll. Rainmaker rework. Okay, yeah, I'm down for reworks here as well, by the way. If you want, I think I've seen this somewhere. Like, I don't really know if I've like thought about it too much, but I saw that you posted a Rainmaker rework somewhere. You have one rain stick that can be used to save a player from getting lynched. In the discussion phase, select a player that will be protected for the next voting phase only, be giving them a rain stick. Players don't know that they received a rain stick when the player has reached the minimum vote or more of the vote requirement. Then the rain stick will activate, making the player unvotable and thus unlynchable. When the rain stick activates, this will be publicly announced to the village. You can use... Yeah, so, wait. Yeah, that's like... That was on Discord, yeah, but was it like... Was it on... Yeah, oh, it got submitted to feedback devs. Yeah, I was thinking like, did I see this in Hyperhood or in the feedback section? 19 likes is not bad. Like, I'm sure, I swear there are like a couple rules there, there are a couple reworks out there for both like rules that are like already in the system and whatnot, as well as like test rules that are definitely good, but somehow they have not really arrived to Philip yet, because when we did that Q&A, he asked me for like, do you have fun reworks for these roles? Also, thanks for the 5 stream streak. That's not bad. Like, I think it's pretty difficult in my case to get like a streak of 5 on Twitch, because I'm like, well, I'm not very often live, which means like you have to cover like multiple weekends, and there's a good chance that you have to be like, I don't know, that you are like not able to attend then, if there happens to be like a busy weekend somewhere. But I don't know, maybe I'm talking crap here. Don't forget to read the bottom thing. Anything else to say? I want to add that I think Rainmaker is one of the test rules that can be more easily reworked. Also, I agree with that, by the way. Also, I was curious to know where this role will land in the FC tree in terms of balance according to you, because I feel like I balanced it a bit similar with Matt and Reed, to correct me if I'm wrong. And yeah, I did test role. Yeah, for some reason I need to process it a bit better still. Like, when I read it initially, I didn't understand it correctly. Yeah, so basically, the fact that you have to select in discussion phase is kind of a con, I suppose. It's less flexible, you need to predict a little bit more, although usually it becomes somewhat clear who is gonna get voted already quite early on. And then you can protect them. I'm thinking like, what is like the pro to this compared to the Flower Child? Okay. Wait, can you explain what is like the pro of this role compared to Flower Child? Is it the fact that that it will be publicly announced and there's no werewolf counterpart to this role? Thus, anyone who is like, that's like more confirmable than Flower Child, because yeah, Flower Child, Guardian Werewolf. It will get wasted when it's not used. Oh yeah, it keeps the vote. Oh yeah. So the second person, the person with the second most votes would die there, I guess then. Oh yeah, and if that player gets enough in time, then you can still like, yeah, I guess so. Like if the requirement is like met at like 2 seconds before it actually ends, then it's quite useless, because yeah, are you really gonna switch votes that quick with so many people? But if it actually like, if people are quick voters and you know and you want to defend someone, then they are forced to vote someone else. So I think that's a really cool rework, yeah. I would say in terms of balance, it does indeed remind me more of Medium Ritualist. Okay, it's like it's weaker than Passy, because Passy just has that reviewability. Also strategy. Yeah, this could be like, this is like more versatile. This is like more usable for competitive as well than pacifist for sure. But yeah, pacifist is just an ass roll. I think I did get a notification, by the way. Yeah, I have to eat. Okay, so I have to end the stream here. I like the idea here, and also anyone. Maybe you have to specifically say that, but anyone, if you have a role that you want to see reworked, feel free to send me a role rework here as well. I will read those with fun, because you're usually a bit more like, well, relatable / with fanmade roles. They also just blend in with each other sometimes. But yeah, also I agree. Rainmaker is, along with, I think, Gentle Wolf, I think those two roles, well, Prayer and Watchdog could be like made in a good way too, I guess. But those roles are like relatively doable to rework them in a fun way that actually can be implemented. I can't say that for Spy, and definitely not for Journalist and Locksmith though. They are like really. Locksmith is really difficult because if you remove that lock thing, it just becomes bodyguard almost, and otherwise it's just broken. And Journalist is like the whole geography-based thing is just bad, and Spy is also difficult to balance and also make interesting at the same time. So these roles are like, yeah, definitely gonna be very difficult to see them ever in the game. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this stream. Thanks for being here, both the Twitch people and the YouTube people, and thanks for the roles. I reviewed every role, so if you just checked here at the end and you submitted a role early on, I did review it at the beginning in that case. So yeah, and also yeah, we did some tier lists, so me mentioned. Bye bye and have a nice evening. I will be back hopefully, I think next Friday with Sandbox. Yeah, that's most likely what I will do. Alright, see ya.